Alright, so yesterday we did the new look LA Clippers rebuild with James Harden. Now we're going to be doing the opposite side of that trade today. We're going to be rebuilding the new look Philadelphia 76ers. Now that the trades happened for over a day now and I've had more time to think about it, honestly, I kind of like the return for Philadelphia. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? The Sixers ended up getting 2 first-round picks, a bunch of expiring contracts that are solid veterans that could help them this season, and KJ Martin for a player that completely wanted out, was an expiring free agent, has requested a trade 3 different times in the last 4 seasons, and is definitely not the player he used to be. So now we have the Clippers' unprotected pick in 2028. We also have a swap worse with them and the Thunder. I don't think that's going to be like great value eventually, but hey, it's more draft capital. And if Philadelphia wants to go out and make a move possibly for a Zach LaVine or an OG Anunoby or Pascal Siakam, they definitely have the assets to. And they're going to have, I believe, $90 million in cap space at the end of the season. Now, obviously, 35 of that is going to go to Tyrese Maxey on his new rookie extension, but they're going to be able to go out and try to sign a Siakam or an OG Anunoby or somehow a Klay Thompson if that actually happened. Because, yeah, we look at this cap sheet, $51 million to Joel Embiid, $7 million to B-Ball Paul, $4 million to Jaden Springer, which I'll probably end up moving as well to clear up even more cap space. So things are looking pretty for the 2025 season, so I don't think I'm going to try to add any more salary throughout this year. And for some reason yesterday, the midseason tournament didn't load for me, but it is here now, and I'm going to try to win it. I actually do think Philadelphia could go far in the midseason tournament because Tyrese Maxey looks amazing to start the season. I predicted him to win Most Improved, and he's looking like he could definitely do that for sure. Now that there's no James Harden, hey, it's a possibility for him. So yeah, this team also added, like I mentioned, a bunch of veterans on expiring contracts like Robert Covington, Marcus Morris, Nick Batum. I like the addition of KJ Martin. He's a damn good player. So our first midseason tournament game is against the Detroit Pistons. I do actually think it's the most competitive group out of the Eastern Conference, but I do still think that they're the best team in it. Like, Cleveland's been dealing with a ton of injuries this year, so I don't see them making out of it. Atlanta's been inconsistent. Same with Detroit to start off the year. So I think it's going to come down between them and Indiana to make it out of the leg. So let's see. Can we beat Detroit on the road? Yes, we can. We end up winning by 11, in which Embiid drops 29 and 17. Maxey with 27 and 4. Kelly Oubre with 23. 8 assists for DeAnthony Melton. Then we just randomly play the Pacers. That doesn't even have any implications on the midseason tournament. We win. So, you know what? You win that one. Please also win this one. Okay, boom. We beat them twice in a row, and Embiid and Maxey combined for 55, and now we are 2-0 in the play-in tournament. Definitely, I think, winning. I want to say the toughest game, but the Cavs are so good in the 2K simulation that they might be the toughest test. We get blown out by Boston. That's fine because that's not a mid-season tournament game. On the road against Atlanta, and we lose. Are you kidding me? All right. Well, Trae Young drops 44. All right, this game against Cleveland's kind of must win if we want to advance to knockout stage. If we lose, we're screwed. All right, we blow them out. Maxey with 40, Embiid with 24. And unless the Hawks lose, I don't think we are going to be advancing in this. Yeah, we're not going to advance. Well, they went 3-1. I don't know when their final game would be. Oh, maybe it's throughout this whole week. I'll find out in December. Okay, so wait. We might have made it as a wild card. Hey, I think we did. Yeah, so the Hawks ended up winning the group, but we had the best record out of the remaining teams in the Eastern Conference throughout the other groups, so we get that wild card spot. Yeah, they actually went 4-0. We had a nice rating differential at plus 45. So like any other teams, no other teams even went 3-1 that didn't win the group stage. Shout out to Charlotte beating Milwaukee. That's kind of shocking. And then Chicago, this whole bracket, or this whole group, excuse me, went 2-2, but they had a 0.7 differential. Now, see, how does Orlando not advance? That I'm not too sure about. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be going up against Atlanta in a week here. Hopefully we're able to knock them off and advance to the Final Four, which would be played in Las Vegas. So it would be pretty cool if we're able to do that and win the midseason tournament and Embiid gets his first ring. But we have to beat a team that kind of blew us out a couple weeks ago, and it looks like we're not going to beat them again. Wow, the Hawks just own us, man. Maxey with 34, Embiid with 19 and 11. He was in foul trouble the whole game, and yeah, Trae Young drops 31 and 11, and they advanced. Damn it. So yeah, the Bulls ended up beating the Hawks, and then over here you had the Lakers beat the Jazz, Warriors beat the Nuggets, and then Lakers beat the Warriors, and then the Bulls beating the Lakers in the final game of the midseason tournament in overtime in Vegas. And it is cool because 2K has like a neutral court for it. Hopefully we're able to win it next year. All right, so we don't get multiple All-Stars. It's just Joel Embiid at 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists, having a very good season. Obviously, he's the reigning MVP. My goal this video is also to get Tyrese Maxey to be an All-Star as well. And I don't know how he wasn't this year. 2K doesn't love him as much. 26.5 points, 3 rebounds, 2.7 assists, 52 from the field, 43 from 3, 84 from the line. He should have been an All-Star for sure. We're 29 and 19, mainly because of him. All right, so I don't think we're going to win the championship this year, so I'm going to try to get a couple assets here at the deadline, but still try to stay somewhat competitive. So here we're going to be trading Kelly Oubre to the Golden State Warriors, in which he was a Warrior back in 2021, if you remember that. We're getting their unprotected first-round pick in 2026, and just Corey Joseph just taking a player back. And then next up, we're going to be trading Mo Bamba to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Damian Jones and a swap worst first-round pick between them and the Jazz in 2028. All right, kind of love this trade. We're going to be sending Patrick Beverley to the Denver Nuggets for Julian Strawther, who will probably spend the rest of the season in the G League. But hey, a first-round pick for Denver in this past draft. Maybe we could develop him. So yeah, I still think that this team is going to make the playoffs this season. Maybe not as a top 3 seed, but I think we can finish 4 through 6 at the moment. I don't think I'm going to re-sign anybody like D'Anthony Melton, though. Honestly, $7 million a year. Do I want to wait till free agency? Oh, that is a good contract, and I wouldn't have to compete against some other teams. Like Marcus Morris, I could literally get him back on the minimum, but he is just trash, so I don't think I'm going to do that. KJ Martin is somebody I'd like to bring back. Like, he's been good, and I didn't decide to trade him at the deadline. So you know what? I'm going to give D'Anthony Melton a 3-year contract, $7 million a year, and he accepts that. So, hey, it's easy to move contract if I need to, but I don't think that $7 million was really going to affect us too much in free agency. And Nikola Jokic wins his 3rd MVP. That to go along with a finals MVP. Yeah, man, he could be a top 20 player of all time if this happens at the end of the season. Wemby, Rookie of the Year. Chris Paul, 6th Man of the Year. Shout out to Claxton, Depoy. Taylor and Tucker, Most Improved. He is a free agent. I was going to try to trade for him at the deadline, but then I was like, all right, he's a free agent. I don't really want to give up assets for him. But I'm like, you know what? I could try to sign him in the offseason. Zach LaVine, Clutch Player of the Year. Wow, Nick Nurse, Coach of the Year. I mean, with all the moves we made, and we went 53 and 29, hell yeah, I think he should win that award. Joel Embiid averaged 26 points and 11 rebounds, 3.7 assists as well, 53 from the field, 34 from 3, 85 from the line. What a season from Embiid. And we're going to be taking on the Boston Celtics. Are you kidding me? In round 1? Oh my god, man. How do they end up as an 8 seed? I know their bench is not good in 2K, but come on, that is just unreal. So Maxey almost finished with 27 points, 26.9 for the 4th-year man out of Kentucky. Embiid, we saw his dominant season. And then, like, yeah, Tobias Harris, probably as good as gone. I mean, unless he wants, like, the minimum, I don't think I really want to bring him back. D'Anthony Melton, of course, struggled after the extension. Just, of course, he did. All right, I'm nervous to face Boston in round 1. And they win game 1 by 9. All right, well, don't make me the 1 seed if you're going to knock me out in round 1. Damn it. We win by 4 here in game 2. Shout out to Corey Joseph dropping 21 and 5 in this game. Maxey with 37 and 6. Game number 3 goes to Boston. That game was in Boston. Maxey and Embiid combined for 51. Game number 4 goes to Boston again. They end up winning by 5. Embiid with 34 and 10, 3 blocks. Tatum with 33 and 10. And we're down 3 games to 1. Don't lose in 5. All right, we stay alive. We end up dropping 164 on this sick defensive team. Melton with 32, Embiid with 42, Corey Joseph 18 and 11. All right, so can we stay alive and force a game 7? This would be the toughest game probably to win on the road, backs against the wall, down 3-2 to force a game 7. We're in the driver's seat in this game as long as we don't choke it in the 4th, and we choked it. Wow. Oh my goodness. We get outscored by 17 in the 4th quarter, and we lose by 6. And we just lost in 6 to an 8 seed. Why are the Celtics an 8 seed? I'd rather have been the 2 seed going up against the Raptors. Like, what the heck? And like the 3 seeded Heat losing the 6 seeded Bucks. Because why are the Bucks and Celtics the 6 and 8 seeds? It's insane. The Knicks beat the Cavs. And the Nuggets end up beating the Lakers. So a rematch of last year's Western Conference Finals and a rematch of last year's Eastern Conference Semifinals. No, not even close to Eastern Conference Semifinals. Eastern Conference, I guess, quarterfinals, round 1. But then, yeah, the Knicks 1 and 7. Both these teams ended up winning at 7. So a very entertaining conference finals. I would have been very shocked if the Knicks won. And yeah, the Nuggets. Finals MVP for Jokic. Another MVP to his resume too this season. Yeah, he's a GOAT. Not top 10 of all time yet, but he's getting close. I also just didn't mention where the Clippers ended up. They ended up going 44 and 38. Obviously didn't make it to the conference finals. Draft lottery time. I don't think we have our first round pick. Actually, no, I think we do have it in this upcoming draft. Yeah, it's at pick 28. So first round exit at pick 28. I actually would have not mind being a lower seed in the East, like an 8 seed, just to get a pick closer to 15. But it's fine. Obviously, a great job by Nick Nick Nurse, so he's not going anywhere as our head coach. All right, so we're actually going to be moving Jaden Springer and 2 second-round picks for a New York Knicks top 3 protected first-rounder in 2026. I thought I can get that second out of it, but I just couldn't. So, yeah, we're going to do this trade with the Knicks. We clear up that Jaden Springer salary, and he is off that $4 million. Ron Holland goes #1 to Minnesota. Wow, him and Anthony Edwards, and if they keep Towns, that's pretty good, at least in 2K. Karl Anthony Towns hasn't been off to a great start so far in real life this season. I don't know if him and Gobert can really play together. All right, so I'm going to snag Kyle Filipowski here out of Duke, just to give us some big man depth. Bronny James is the pick after, funny enough. Filipowski's a 74 overall at the age of 20. And yeah, like Bronny, I could have taken for name recognition. So yeah, let's sign Filipowski. He's going to be probably our backup center next year behind Joel Embiid. Qualifying offers, obviously, let's extend it to Tyrese Maxey. We're going to pay him a boatload of money. So free agency. Do we go out and get Kawhi? Do we go out and get Paul George? Yeah, like these guys can opt out of their deals. Do we go out and sign James Harden? Or do I sign a bunch of like role players, or not role players, but like complementary pieces around Maxey and Embiid? Which, to be honest, I think may be the strategy. And yeah, we're going to go out and sign 5 complementary pieces to Maxey and Embiid. We're going to get Buddy Hield, Bruce Brown, bring back Kenyon Martin Jr., bring in Jalen Smith, and Kyle Anderson. So 3 former Indiana Pacers here. And we're going to sign Tyrese Maxey to a 5-year, $156 million extension. Also going to pick up Derek Jones on a 2-year deal as well, and get Wenyen Gabriel on a 2-year deal. So yeah, that pretty much completes free agency. We really need Maxey to become that number 2 to Embiid, and then hopefully these pieces are good enough around them to help us win a championship. Because I could have went out and I could have signed or try to have signed Kawhi or PG or Siakam, but then the team around them just wouldn't have been very good. So I thought it was very huge for us to really just get a ton of depth on this team and have a solid bench. I do wish the power forwards were better in free agency though, because I didn't want Miles Bridges. Sadiq Bey wanted too much money, and I didn't really think Obi Toppin was a great fit. All right, so for this season, this is what it's going to look like. Melton, Maxey, Martin, 1 through 3. Bebo Paul at the 4, Embiid at the 5, and then you got Bruce Brown, Buddy Hield, Kyle Anderson, Slow-Mo, and Jalen Smith off the bench. So yeah, just basically the Indiana Pacer bench. We are going to go to balance, not perimeter centric, and we are going to be 3.5 stars. First game of the season at home against the OKC Thunder, and we lose 107-105. All right, just might be a rusty start to the year. Don't go like 0-3. There we go. We get 2 nice wins against the reigning Eastern Conference champions and the New York Knicks. Embiid and Maxey combined for 73 points. And yeah, we ended up beating the Bulls by 19, and Embiid dominated here. All right, so what a start to the season. That was the only L we had, was game 1 against the Thunder. Then we ended up winning 10 straight going into the midseason tournament, where the bracket in our group is going to be the Celtics, the Raptors, us, Chicago, and Washington. I feel like that's actually kind of tough. Home game here against Boston, and we don't lose your second game of the season. Please, I would like to go far in the midseason tournament. They're just giving me so much suspense. And let's go. We end up winning by 14. Maxey and Embiid combined for 56 points. Maxey starting off the season hot, averaging 28. All right, we have a home game against Cleveland here. It doesn't matter. I'm okay losing this one. Like, we could just chalk up an L here to a game that doesn't matter in the midseason tournament. And we ended up winning by 14. All right, can we beat Washington? They're 3-10 on the year. Boom, we end up winning by 11. Embiid and Maxey combined for 78 points. Shout out to D'Anthony Melton getting 5 steals in this one. And we're now 2-0 in the midseason tournament. Washington is 0-3. Road game here against the Pacers. This doesn't matter at all. And we ended up winning by 10. Now we got a home game here against Chicago, and we ended up losing 144-135. So I don't know if we're going to make it out of the midseason group stage. If we lose to the Raptors, we're definitely screwed. Don't lose to the Raptors. Please advance in the midseason. I just want to go to the final group stage like we did last year. And boom, we end up winning by 3, 116-113. And unfortunately, we are not getting a wild card or I guess a group winner's spot. It looks like the Chicago Bulls got the tiebreaker over us. I don't get that, though. We have a higher point differential. Are they just going off points per game? That's the only thing I can think of. And then, unfortunately, in the East, who else got it? I guess the Knicks ended up getting it, which I don't get. So, that is unfortunate. We are not in the midseason tournament. Damn, so on January 1st, this team is 27-6, but we could not have gone far in the midseason tournament. The Knicks beat the Bulls, the Pistons beat the Cavs, and then the Pistons beat the Knicks. You had the Rockets beating the Warriors, the Timberwolves beating the Pelicans, and then the Rockets beating the Timberwolves. With the Pistons beating the Rockets, Cade versus Jalen Green in the midseason tournament finale. The Pistons won 120-108. Cade Cunningham dropped 39 points in that game. So yeah, through the first 33 games, 27-6, Maxey and Embiid are combined for 55 points. We have 5 other players in double digits as well. Buddy Hield is shooting 42% from 3. Bruce Brown off the bench giving me 12, 4, and 4 basically. KJ Martin 12 points, 50% from the field, 33 from 3. Melton does need to get his efficiency up, or I'm going to be making a trade for another guard at the deadline. All right, so is this the year we finally get Tyrese Maxey as an all-star? God damn it, 2K. They just hate them. Embiid is the starter on Team Jokic. Wemby's a first-time all-star. Mobley's a first-time all-star, but a team that's 37-11 has the best record in the NBA and has a guard that's 24 years old, averaging 28.5 points. Is that an all-star? You gotta be kidding me, man. He should be an MVP candidate, but no, not an all-star. That just doesn't make any sense. Like, Halliburton's there. Like, I get Halliburton. He's averaging 25 and 13. That's incredible. All right, maybe not an MVP candidate, but he should have been there in the all-star game. I think he was robbed, and he was definitely snubbed. All right, so we're here at the deadline at 39-12. I think there would... Oh, my God. Maxey's averaging 29 points per game. That is just absurd. Melton has gotten his efficiency to be a little bit better, but I'm wondering if I do want to make a trade. Yeah, and I'm going to go out and do it. Remember, I wanted Taylor Horton-Tucker. I'm going to go out and get him. I'm going to move DeAnthony Melton, Derrick Jones Jr., who was not in our rotation, and a second-round pick for Gary Harris, but he's not going to play, but it's going to be Taylor Horton-Tucker. 3 years, $24 million. I probably should have just signed him in the offseason. So he's going to get about 28 minutes a night. All right, now let's do this. Let's go out and win the 2025 NBA Finals. And Embiid wins his 4th MVP award. Wow. Ademar is your Rookie of the Year. 6th Man of the Year goes to Bradley Beal in Phoenix, averaging 22.7 points off the bench. Mobley, Depoy, Bones Highland, Most Improved. Clutch Player of the Year goes to Trae Young, and Tibbs is your Coach of the Year. But we had the same record. Peter Drew, I guess this is Daryl Moore getting Executive of the Year. We get Joel Embiid on All-NBA 3rd team, but no Tyrese Maxey. Man, it's disrespectful. We ended up as the 1 seed, so we had the tiebreaker over the New York Knicks. We're getting the Pistons, the midseason tournament winner in round 1. At least it's not Boston. Embiid averaged 24 points, 10 rebounds, and almost 4 assists. Maxey averaged 28 and 4. Yeah, he's basically a superstar. Like, Taylor Horton-Tucker finished with 14.7 points. Hopefully his assists can still be fairly high for the playoffs. And I like our bench a lot, man. This Pistons team is good and it's young, but I do think that we have at least better top-end talent to advance them and finally get a playoff series victory. And yes, we can. We end up winning in 5. We blew them out by 30 in Game 1. Maxey and Embiid combined for 71 points. We blew them out in Game 2. Won by 4 in Game 3, lost by 9 in Game 4, and then blew them out in Game 5 to advance to round number 2 to take on the Cavs. Maxey averaged 32 points, Embiid 26. Shout out to Bruce Brown averaging 16 off the bench. Cleveland, though, is a very tough test because they have the elite backcourt, they have the elite front court, and if they just add some bench spots, they're going to be a tough team to beat, and they do beat us in Game 1 by 14 points. Mitchell and Garland combined for 66. Game number 2 is going to go to Cleveland as well. They end up beating us by 5. Garland with 44 and 13, and Embiid with 31, 10 and 7. This is not looking good if we go down 3-0. Oh my goodness. Damn. We lost by 40. Are we going to get swept? Nope. Guess someone swept is something better. Oh, that is just unfortunate, man. Come on. We're really going to lose in round 2 in 5. Embiid has not been great. I don't think I'm going to trade Embiid. I thought about that maybe at the beginning of the video. I'd like to win a championship with him. Embiid and Maxey, hey, they combined for 61 points right here. Could they force a Game 6? And could Cleveland blow a 3-0 lead? Yes! Oh my God. We're going to Game 7. I meant, could they force a Game 7? Here we are, Game 7. Cleveland blew a 3-0 lead to at least go to a Game 7. We're at home in Philly. Don't come back down 3-0 just to get blown out, please. All right, we're down by 7. Come on, I need you to play well in the 3rd. We're going to get blown out. Really, man? I come back down. Oh, my God. We almost came back at the end. We lose 125-120. Damn it, 2K. You really teased me. You really thought I had a shot to come back down 3-0. And the Cavs ended up sweeping the conference finals and sweeping the NBA finals. All right, so draft lottery time. Do we have any other random first-round picks? So we do have the OKC Swap Wars pick there at number 27, and that is it here. Because the Sixers don't have many future picks of their own. And we do have some good draft capital at the moment. Like, we have the 27th pick in this draft, and then we have that future Knicks, Warriors, and Clippers first, and that Jazz one as well. So we took Nelson Cox out of Rutgers here in the later part of the first round. The Nets took Sidney Bonner with the number 1 overall pick. Best pick definitely looks like Glenn Brand, who is a power forward out of Purdue that went to the Houston Rockets. So let's sign Nelson Cox. Let's pick up the team option on Julian Strawther as well. I mean, maybe I should have just signed all one-year deals last year and went after, like, Jason Tatum this offseason. All right, I'm going to actually do this trade with the Atlanta Hawks. I know Buddy Hield was elite for us, but I'm going to go out and sign somebody that will do something similar for me. I'm also going to be trading Kyle Anderson since I think B-Ball Paul and Jalen Smith will be the power forward rotation, and that Knicks first. And I'm getting a Spurs swap best and Onyeka Okongwu in this deal. So we just massively upgraded the backup 5 spot. And I do want to bring back a former Sixer in Isaiah Joe in free agency, and he would replace Buddy Hield. Please tell me Tatum left the Eastern Conference. Yes, he does. He goes to the Clippers. And the Cavs lost Donovan Mitchell. He goes to Dallas. Dallas. Let's go. Jamal Murray goes to the Knicks, so I guess Brunson is going to leave the Knicks. So I like the team we got right now. We could definitely be in the market to make a move at the deadline for sure. Have a ton of draft capital. Embiid's starting to regress. Okay, Maxey does not go into the 90s. We have a very solid team around them. So let's hope that we could just kind of play it smart and win the championship in 2026. But I do think we're going to have to make some moves at the deadline to put us over the hump. But thankfully, Tatum left the Celtics and Mitchell left the Cavs, which is going to be huge for us. All right, so this is going to be the rotation. Taylor Horton-Tucker, Tyrese Maxey, Kenyon Martin Jr., B-Ball Paul, and then Joel Embiid with Bruce Brown, Jalen Smith, Isaiah Joe, Onyeka Okongwu off the bench. Like, we got Strother, Filipowski, and Cox, 3 former first-round picks that would definitely have some trade value. We're 3.5-star balanced, and then plus, look at all the draft capital I have. We have this Spurs future first-round pick, the Warriors, we have a Sixers, which is ours, obviously, Clippers, Jazz, and then 2 of our other first. Like, we have a majority of assets to possibly make a move at the deadline, so we'll see when that time comes. And we are 7-0 to start the season, man. Hell yeah. Maxey's averaging 32 points, Embiid at 31, and we're starting off the midseason tournament in which I want to win for once. Come on, we got Milwaukee, Cleveland, Charlotte, and Detroit in our group. We end up beating Cleveland by 5. Hell yeah. They have Bones Highland now, no Donovan Mitchell. Maxey gives me 28. So many guys in double digits. The November 9th game against the Bucks does not matter, but this one on November 11th does, and we end up blowing them out by 28 points. Maxey with 51. B-Ball Paul and Isaiah Joe with 21 apiece. Come on, let's win this game on the road against the Hornets. Come on, man. Really? And that could really just affect us from making it to the knockout stage. Oh my god, well that definitely knocked us out. So we lose 3 games in the first 14. Of course, 2 of the 3 have to be in the midseason tournament. So yeah, we are not advancing at 2-2. Well, that's just a shame, man. All right, well, ended up losing to the Hornets by 16, lost to the Pistons by 4. Let's just hope we dominate until the trade deadline. All right, so come on. All-star draft, Tyrese Maxey needs to be in here. God damn it. Wait, no, he's not. Oh my god. So the first time All-Stars, you have Scotty Barnes and Paolo Banchero, but somehow Maxey on a 31-17 team does not get in, averaging 29.5 points. All right, 2K, you got to fix your All-Star draft. Like, I get Embiid making it because he's popular, but Maxey's having so much of a better season. It's a damn shame, man. Maxey should 100% be an All-Star. I don't even know how I did when Most Improved back in year 1, but like somehow B-Ball Paul is like always winning that award. Taylor Horton-Tucker's having a good season. I just don't know what trade I'm going to make at the deadline here. All right, I'm going to see if the Utah Jazz will do this deal at the deadline. We're going to be moving Onyeka Okongwu. Good backup center for sure, but like it's a position that we don't really need too much because we have Joel Embiid. And moving Kenyon Martin Jr. and 2 first-round picks, hopefully to get Lauri Markkanen. I don't know if they're going to say yes to this, but we're going to offer it up and see if we can get him to Philadelphia. He's not having like the best season in the world, so I think we could turn him around. Let's go. We land Lauri Markkanen. I really tried to pick up Brandon Ingram, but I just couldn't get the financials to work. And the Pelicans are just so deep with high trade value talent that I couldn't get like the roster spots to fill out either. All right, I'm also going to kind of go all in on the backup center spot. I'm going to try to get Jalen Duren here from the New Orleans Pelicans. I'll probably have to do Kyle Filipowski. I wonder if like this Warriors pick does have some very good value. I mean, I might as well move it. I'm trying to go all in. I mean, we can move this Clippers pick, see if one first and Filipowski can get me Jalen Duren. They say no. I mean, I could probably just do this straight up with this Warriors pick, correct? And no? You're going to have to make me give you 2 first-round picks. That's the most I will do. If you say no, then we're not going to do this. Okay, so, yeah, we get maybe even a better backup center in Jalen Duren. And 2K is throwing out the idea of throwing him at the power forward spot. Honestly, him and Embiid together would be kind of filthy. So you know what? Let's run with this. Let's go 34 to Markkanen, 36 to Maxey. We'll do 36 to Embiid, 31 to Duren, 28 to THT. We have Bruce Brown, Isaiah Joe. We have Jalen Smith and B-Ball Paul off the bench. Yeah, this team should be able to win a championship. Because you're telling me I get the 2K God, the 2K Shaq, Jalen Duren next to Joel Embiid. At least Embiid can somewhat space the floor, and so can Markkanen. A little bit of THT, and Maxey can definitely space the floor. So I don't think our floor spacing is going to be too poor. And we got like a bench unit of B-Ball Paul, Jalen Smith, Isaiah Joe, and Bruce Brown. That's solid. And Luka Doncic wins MVP this year. Nikita Alanchev wins Rookie of the Year for the Grizzlies, 19th overall pick out of Russia. Tower Hero, 6th Man of the Year. Depoy goes to Wembanyama. Grady Dick, Most Improved. Clutch Player, Cade Cunningham. And Coach of the Year, Nick Nurse. As we went 59-23. We didn't get anybody on the All-NBA teams, unfortunately. But hey, we're the 1 seed again for the 3rd straight season. We're going up against the Miami Heat in round 1. Not too scared about them. I don't know how Maxey wasn't on an All-NBA team with 29 points a game. 4.5 assists. I do want to see if he averaged the most points in the NBA. I mean, I don't think he did, but he was probably pretty close. Number 2 in the NBA, and he's not even on an All-NBA team. Despicable. So for the playoffs, I think like we don't need to play Jalen Smith and B-Ball Paul. Probably both 15 minutes apiece. So we're going to go like 10, 15, 18. I think Bruce Brown, like good 6-man, maybe 26 minutes off the bench. Got about 6 more minutes to play around with here. I'm going to go 38 to Maxey. 36 to Embiid, I think, is fine. Then we can go like 32 to Jalen Duren, maybe 29 to THT, and we'll go one more to, you know what, Markin and Embiid. Why not? So we're taking on Miami in round 1, who have Desmond Bane now. Okay, they still have Tyler Hero, and they have Desmond Bane with Jimmy and Bam. All right, that's a very good 8 seed, but, oh my God, they win game 1. Don't make me lose. Don't make me lose, please. Please, please, don't lose this series. And we end up gentlemen sweeping them. All right, so we end up winning 4 unanswered. I just have PTSD from year 1 against Boston, as Maxey gives me 34 in that series. Now we're taking on Toronto in round 2, who have James Harden now. They have OG Anunoby, Barnes, Kep Siakam, Pirtle, Grady Dick. That's a good team, that is, with like James Harden running the show as the facilitator. We're looking to get revenge on Harden. He's probably trying to get revenge on us. It doesn't matter. We sweep them. We are 8-1 to start off these Eastern Conference playoffs. Maxey averages 34 in round 1 and 32 in round 2, as we're now in the conference finals taking on the Charlotte Hornets. LaMelo, Jacoby Walter, or Jacoby Walter, and then they got Brandon Miller, PJ Washington, Mark Williams, Rudy Gobert. I feel like he always ends up in Charlotte. And of course they get Kevin Porter Jr. because the dysfunctional Hornets, like, why not? Jonathan Isaac on this team too. There would be a lot of locker room personalities for sure. Let's see what happens here. Can we? I think we could beat them. Yeah, we end up gentlemen sweeping them. I was not afraid of them. Like, good team with LaMelo and Brandon Miller, but not much outside it. Embiid gets conference finals MVP. 2K just refuses to ever give Tyrese Maxey an award. Like, I get it. Like, he gets the rebounds and somewhat the assists, but Maxey averaged 25, 4, and 5. I mean, all right. Marketing was fantastic in that series as well. We're going up against Dallas, who are the 2 seed. Luka, Kyrie, Martin, O'Neal, Aaron Bradshaw. Oh, so why did they sign Donovan Mitchell and keep Kyrie Irving? Why don't you start Mitchell Robinson too? And they have Jaden Hardy. Why don't you trade Kyrie for a forward? But that's a nasty big 3 of Luka, Kyrie, and Mitchell. We end up beating them by 29 here in game 1. Maxey with 40. If 2K doesn't want to give him Finals MVP, okay, let me not even say that because we may lose this series. Game number 3 goes to the Sixers. All right. We take a 2-1 lead. We ended up beating them, oh my God, by 48 points. Maxey with 30, Embiid with 28. Marketing with 26, and Horton Tucker with 20. Yeah, we have 2 former Jazz that are making big impacts for us. We go up 3-1. Let's go. We end up winning by 23 points. Maxey with 38, Marketing 27, Embiid 26, 12, and 5. Dern is averaging 13 and 11 and a block and a half in these playoffs. And are we going to win in 5? Yes, we do. We end up gentlemen sweeping 3 out of the 4 playoff series. We swept Toronto, and it's Embiid. He gets Finals MVP. Oh my God, yeah, because game number 5, Maxey, he had 29. Oh, man. Yeah, Maxey didn't win one single award in this video. This man averages 32 points in the NBA Finals. They give it to Embiid. I kind of wanted Embiid to struggle just to see 2K finally give Maxey an award because he got no All-Stars, no All-NBAs, no singular awards, no conference finals or finals MVPs. Poor Maxey, man. 2K just does not like him. But hey, they at least like him in the simulation to average 30 points in the playoffs and 27 plus every year in this video, or basically 27 plus. So yeah, that is going to be for me. I hope you guys did enjoy my Philadelphia 76ers post-James Harden rebuild. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below about the trade and about the Sixers' future. In a couple weeks from now, it may be fun to do like a post James Harden 10-year Sixers rebuild, so definitely be on the lookout for that. I do want to start doing more 10-year rebuilds on the channel because I know I haven't done too many yet in 2K24. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.